Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gotzo, and welcome to P1's coverage of Round 10 of Season 2 of the ISRA Truck Series. We come to you today from, for the very first time, Rockingham. Well, it's North Carolina Speedway, but everyone calls it The Rock or Rockingham. And, well, joining me here in the booth again is Luis Gonzalez Nunez for the final three races of the season, Luis. We got a scorcher here today in North Carolina, 126 degrees track temperature, and it's going to be a small field, but these guys are going to have their hands full all race long. We're going to probably see multiple strategies like we've seen before in the pit game, but I got to think, even with multiple strategies, ultimately at the end of the day, those with the youngest tires are the ones that are going to prevail here.
Oh, it's going to be difficult. I already saw the people in practice how it's around turn 4, I think so. It's like what I mentioned one day. If you brake in one line, you can survive with your tires. But thing here is very bumpy. Somebody said it's like Darlington. Is kind of true because you need to brake on one line and then it's going up the track and then you can going down, so you need to play with that. So it's gonna be difficult, especially with the hot track. So I hope not gonna see a lot of yellow flags, but it's gonna be like Indianapolis race park last time when they came here. I'm gonna expect maybe at least 3 yellow flags because it's bumpy, it's hard. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
All right. And we have qualifying done. We will get today's starting lineup and get racing here momentarily. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And we got 3 weeks to go. It's this week, then next week at Kansas, and then we will wrap up on Championship Monday at Pocono. And we'll just see if these guys can add to their resume of, well, going as long as they can without any caution flags. So let's get today's starting lineup in here from The Rock. Now let's bring up their speeds here real quick. There we go. Evans looking to close this championship out early. He is the pole sitter, the only driver in the 142 range. He is on the pole. Right next to him is Kirby, who is his chief challenger in the points. Right behind him with a 141.499. Sam Crow with a great start at 141.1. Richie Hearn with a 141.1. We have Stretch Armstrong and Hayes lined up into row 3. Grandin and Euler, lined up in row 4. Reagan and Wagner back in row 5. We got back in row 6, Callisto and Rigney. So Lionel Callisto, the inaugural champion of the Truck Series, is back in the lineup. And lined up in row 7 is Guyon. He will start shotgun in the field. So long way to go, 150 laps here. But again, it is the MO of this league to go many green laps. So we shall see.
So I have to mention this. I never see a person make the slowest lap in the oval. At least it's 45. I see 40 miles per hour make the lap, so very slow qualifying for Mac Wagner over there.
Yeah, they decided just to do the minimum, make a lap, and go ahead and just counter, call it in the field.
Green.
Separate the men from the boys tonight.
And Kirby with a great start. He has himself a pretty big lead, followed by Evans in the new paint job. I like it. He is second.
You almost
Graydon.
Grenadine.
Well, not caution, and we'll see what happened. He just came around on corner exit. Light hit, though, so hopefully he's not too damaged. It is Kirby, Evans, Hearn, Crow, Armstrong, your top 5 to start this thing off. Actually, it has been lowered to 125 laps from 150. That's okay. I did not know that. So I will go ahead and change the overlay.
Actually, the overlay is okay. They say 120 and 100.
I had 150. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You got it. So yeah.
There it is. Rockingham 125. I'll just make today a little bit faster, but Euler and a big group of trucks back here led by Stretch Armstrong. Callisto working his way up through the field.
But I still remember this truck like Dover, for sure. It's like the same thing. It's like you have to brake on next to the close to the apron, but the car is going up, and you have this bumpy stuff in between the tracks. So it's like for me, I never race over here, but it's like Dover, but in big, like a 1 mile big. So kind of like that.
It has been a while since we've actually done a broadcast from Rockingham. One of which was on the old channel, and it was an IndyCar race, part of the old Revolution Indy League. And speaking of IndyCars here at Rockingham, it almost happened in real life back in 1980. But that schedule never came to fruition. But an IndyCar test did happen here back in 1980. Actually, back in '79, Gordon Johncock tested here, and I believe it was still his STP, early stages of the STP Wildcat back in those days. But we will be here in a couple weeks, part of the IndyCar Oval Series, when they come here as part of their schedule. So come back and check the schedule on our channel. You want to see IndyCars at Rockingham, which is it is a really odd combination, but they get up to the lead qualifiers will get up to 200 miles per hour here, and that is an average lap speed. That is a full lap speed.
No, we saw in Dover, so it could be survived over here, so it's okay.
Kirby with an 0.8 of a second lead over Evans. This battle back here in the mid-pack. This is for 5th. Callisto, Armstrong, Euler, Reagan.
Going fast, Callisto, eh?
Callisto up 6 spots already.
Coming, burn the tires, try to catch the lead group.
Yeah, we've seen Callisto before. He definitely likes to send it. He doesn't save those tires very well, but he put himself in a starting position that he needed to not waste time. Real quick, before I put the sponsors logo back up, I do want to bring the points up coming into today's race. You see Evans with a 326 to 295 lead over Kirby, and then Wagner back 267, Zorn 266, Armstrong 260, Crow 251. Then we see Rigney, Hearn, Guyan, and Rick D. Number of drivers not in the lineup tonight. Probably staying at home watching the World Series. Not a favorite track for everybody on the schedule. As Callisto now runs down Rick D, but Stretch Armstrong, Chris Reagan side by side going to the 1.
They have to try at least. So the Dodgers 3-0 over Yankees now. You found the baseball?
Yes, and I am no fan of the Yankees. In fact, it was about 20 years ago, around this time, that I was celebrating my first ever World Series win as a Red Sox fan. Which included the monumental comeback against the Yankees in the American League Championship Series when the Sox were seriously down to their last 3 outs in Game 4. And they fought back and won the next 4 games, and won the series. Went on to the World Series, sweeping the Cardinals.
That's pretty good.
But I was presented with an interesting dilemma the year before, as we're watching Kirby and Evans now, battle getting closer up at the front. A year before, 2003, actually about the time that Aaron Boone hit that home run off of Wakefield to send the Yankees to the World Series. I was in the hospital with my wife as we were, my daughter was expected. And it would have been, at the time, going to the World Series for the Red Sox was so rare that I was seriously looking at 2 once-in-a-lifetime events. Birth of your daughter or Red Sox going to the World Series. So, fortunately, it worked out that Aaron Boone, to the detriment of most Red Sox fans, hit the home run, sent the Yankees to the World Series. They lost it anyways to the Marlins. I was able to, uninterrupted, to see the birth of my daughter. And then the next year, the Red Sox went to the World Series, and then they won the World Series. And so that was the way it should be. So now we see Evans getting a lot closer to Kirby now.
Battle over there, Rickney, Euler, and Guyon. And it's coming also Hayes too.
That side by side all through there, single file. Kirby way up in the high line off of 1. He apparently likes the high line here. Down low into, at least enters low into 3 and 4, and a high exit.
Well, I can say, I was talking about the baseball, all the stuff. At least Toronto have leagues, so he won 2 times the major leagues baseball. So at least they win something.
I remember when the Blue Jays won. I was in college when they won. It's been a long time, but
yeah. So they won the cup on major league. I think so. The hockey series too. Basketball too. They won in 19 or 19, I think.
The
and
Raptors,
also
yeah,
and also the soccer. I want to say soccer. I said football, but soccer.
Oh, the MLS.
Yeah. So at least we can say we won everything at least. But for now it's not really, that's not really good.
Guyon and Euler side by side through 1 and 2. Now there was a good portion of me that were very, very happy for the Red Sox fans. Of course, also at the same time, a lot of those same Red Sox fans were Patriot fans, and Patriot fans were the worst. I don't know if they are the worst now. I think they're a little bit more humble and appreciative of kind of what happened back then. But back then, Patriots fans were the worst. The worst.
Oh, 2 fans. Yeah.
And as someone from Indianapolis, I have no love for Patriots fans. I had my family out there ask me, goes, how can you like the Red Sox and like the Colts? I'm like, easy, I'm doing it right now. It's not a problem.
So Evans tried to pass Kirby.
Here he
And
is.
Kirby tried to going long in the brake, so it's going up. I tried to go faster on the exit. Look at that, like that, yeah. Kind of works, but just be careful. It can be miscalculated on the wall. But it's a good strategy. That's what I thinking about this track.
So they're turning laps in the 25-second neighborhood. So when the Indy cars get here, they're closer in the 20-second neighborhood, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
200 mile per hour lap averages, and that will be here in a couple weeks on P1.
You know what? The first race when I raced in Dover, different things. I know it's kind of not same, but the same. But it's short track. It's not the same. It's like it's not the same short track like
right.
No, like what we did in New Hampshire or whatever the other tracks. Milwaukee, that's the other one.
Yeah.
Is you going constantly around the track faster. And when I did Dover, I getting dizzy.
Vertigo,
first,
yes.
Maybe 50 laps. I think so. It was in the one of the leagues was Wagner and some others around. What super dizzy. I feel like it's too much around. But after that, my eyes is getting better. But I don't know. It's kind of that's why this track is not in IndyCar actually. Maybe
this track, I think it could have done well back when they originally scheduled an IndyCar race here back in the 80s. I think that the cars were about the right speed, had the right horsepower and downforce for everything they wanted to do at the time. Now, today's IndyCar, I don't think so. And then we got a car hitting pit road for an early stop. But as we're riding right now with Evans, my understanding is that recently the state of North Carolina gave the Speedway a grant to get repaved. So I believe the Speedway is going to be repaved. Now, whether or not that's going to see IndyCar go there, I still don't think so.
They did with this track, the new track. I forget the name.
Wilkesboro? Wilkesboro?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. So they remade it to have a race. It's not a race, but to have a race. Why not here? They still use it for test, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But well, you know, NASCAR they take the car and put less horsepower on the car, so it could be used over here or that.
Yeah, Rockingham race will be on November 12th at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. That'll be after the time change. So check that out. IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split. Currently right now watching a battle between Kirby and Evans that's kind of stabilized for the time being. I think Evans was taking a stab at him.
Let's see, Euler over there again, Hayes and Guyon. Euler on the wall many times, so it's too much. I think so. It's getting too close on the wall. And it's coming Brian with new tires over there.
Yeah, Graydon with new tires. And Graydon was the one that came in early at lap 30. So we now expect, well, if you're going to do a three-stopper, ooh, as we see Reagan getting loose there off of 2. If we're going to see a three-stopper, lap 37 will be where those people will come in. If it's going to be a two-stopper, it's going to be lap 50. If they can make it that far.
We have to check about the tires. That's the thing. How the tire is going.
Reagan in the wall. Lost 2 positions there because of that, but recovers. Might have a slightly damaged truck.
Yeah, the same thing was happening with the Euler. I think so. It's like you're secure on the track, but it's like it's like a zoom on the. You know what I mean? It's like a magnet on the wall. It's happened when all the IndyCars, or maybe track series also too, or maybe whatever series coming on the oval is like the wall is making like a catch you without to go over there. It's weird.
Well, just like that, the song Abracadabra, these walls will reach out and grab you. Currently right now, in Los Angeles, Dodgers lead 4-0 over the Yankees. For Game 3. This is Game 3, so they've still got another game to go. This is in Yankee Stadium, my mistake. The Evil Empire.
So I see Sam Crow very quiet. Richard Herron also too quiet, but these two, on the wall, Evans a little bit, it's okay. Try to battle. I think so. Kirby, good strategy to do that move.
See what happened to Evans if he got the wall here. These tires are pretty well spent by this point on these trucks, and they just need to get another 10 more laps out of them or so. Yeah, we're going to see him smack the wall here. Nope. Pretty close, though.
I think Guyon is coming a pit. If it's not true... No, it's not true. So he mentioned pitted in, but no. I think it's from somewhere else.
We'll see this time. Here he's coming past. He's through 3 and 4. Nope, he's staying out. You're right. So I would suspect that lap 50 is the next time that we expect to see people on pit road if they can make it to 50. So far, Kirby's led them all.
Sorry, I apologize. I said about Evans hit the wall. Yes, he hit the wall, but like 3 or 4 laps ago. So it was on replay. That's why.
Okay.
That's why. But it's still alive, so it's okay. Now I am live.
Yeah, it's one of those things when you start broadcasting, one of the things you do when you go back and you watch your replays, you always got to hit that go back to live button. Otherwise, I remember in the early days of me broadcasting, there were a number of times where I started broadcasting out of a caution or something after showing a replay, and then I realized I was like 2 laps different. And I'm like, whoops. This is a lot harder than it looks, people. This is a lot harder than it looks.
Doesn't look like easy, but it's really, really hard.
A lot of people think it's kind of goes back to the day when I used to do podcasting. People like, well, how hard can podcasting be? Just plug in a microphone and record and go. And yeah, but you got to eventually take into account that you're talking to an audience. And some people then freeze up at that point going, there's going to be people listening to me. With the squeaky voice, too. There'll be people listening to me. You know, so... yes, there's going to be people listening to you. And not everyone's going to like what you're going to have to say, and some people are going to like what you have to say, and you just kind of got to deal with it that way.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes it's like you have to have a script to read. If you're going to go like that, it's like ugh.
Yeah.
It's not really easy.
And and if you can't tell, I mean, there is sometimes I do read from a script, but that just makes things a whole lot easier. So I make sure I'm reminded that I'm saying things like, let's talk about our sponsor, SimMotion, right? And I want to say all the good things about our sponsor, SimMotion, such as they got 50 years of combined experience in the community and industry. They're your one-stop strategy for everything you need in sim racing, whether you still have your rookie stripes or your grizzled veteran for looking to the next upgrade. Check out their line of sim racing hardware, including top brands like Azatec Butt Kickers, Moza, SimMagic, and more. SimMotion is a proud sponsor of the ISRA. Visit their online store today or follow their socials. Links are in the description. You know, you can memorize most of that, but some of that you got to put into a script. There's some sponsors that I've read for so long that I got them memorized, such as 4D Racewear. Check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit today at 4dracewear.com. Yeah, I can remember that one pretty easily. Here's Graydon around our leader with the pressured tires. And remember, he stopped on lap 30. These are 20-lap-old tires against 48-lap-old tires.
Yeah, you can see the difference, but all these people is like, chill, relax around the track. Everybody's spraying around. It's not really close battle.
Lionel Clisto, pit road. So he's going right at 50.
I think this is a good approach when I was thinking about it. Could be somebody follow him. I think. Nope. Nobody follow him.
Kirby now out to a 1.2 second lead. So Evans got within 3/10 about 20 laps ago, and Kirby is slowly pulling away. And he's been having the same line where he enters 1, slides all the way up to the wall, and then he kind of diamonds off the corner, coming off of 2, doing the same thing at 3, enters low. He's got Callisto in front of him.
Guyon and Pitts.
But
the way he entered is really, really dangerous. So he went to the high.
Oh, yeah, and he had Say Hey Lewis Hayes right behind him. Yeah. Whoa. Oh. Hayes is a pro. He was able to get around that. Nice entry to pit road though. Nice fast entry to pit road for Guyan though. So, do we go to a one-stopper? Can we do a one-stopper? So 125. And I was thinking 150. So my numbers are now all wrong. 125 divided by 2, which is 2 stints, is 62 laps. So can they get to 62?
Almost, I think almost Euler went to the wall. Reagan hit on Euler and almost make the correct. So good save on Euler. I think Kirby, Evans, Hearn.
Oh,
be careful, yeah.
Reagan.
I think so. Reagan had to go to the pit. Too much damage and too much overheated the tires. So I think all these people could go for one stop. So I said Kirby, Evans could be. Reagan is not going for one stop. He has to stop now.
We'll see how he comes to pit road. He maybe just needed to correct it. Feels good now. Whoa, he was loose. Yeah, he was. And the leaders are just behind this group. Here come the leaders.
I think, well, like I said, so maybe Kirby, all these people getting no battles around, Richie Hearn, Sancro, maybe they're going to go follow for Kirby and Evans, so they're going to go for one stop over there.
Oh, contact between Guyon and Kirby going into 3. That was definitely very non-intentional.
Oh, yeah. I think some miscalculation on Kirby.
I think it may be a miscal, and then of course obviously the faster tires with
but
Alex.
He didn't. The thing is, he didn't think about Guyon's going brake a little early than oof. Wow.
The only 3 trucks have pitted. Callisto at 50, Brian Graydon at 30, and Guyon at 52.
So
And
I think so these guys going for
yeah, and I
for
think
one.
maybe they're going a bit of an undercut, see if they can go to the end. We'll see. We are coming to the midway point. 62, lap 62 and a half. Lap 63 is going to be your halfway point.
Reagan.
And that will
Reagan's
be your
coming now.
one stopper. Reagan coming to pit road this time. Oh, very, very slippery. Very, very slippery down there.
It should be okay. That's good. So, good call on Reagan. Maybe Reagan's going to. I think so. It's not because the tank is about the fuel. It's because the tires. So I think so. He can go for maybe 20 laps more. I think because the going slow, very slow on the track.
Yeah.
So I think so. It's because the tires. And how do you management the tires? Gonna go more long. I really understand how these guys, for example, Sam Crow and Richie Hearn, I mentioned these two, they going along. So Sam Crow is going now, and also Evans and Kirby and Richie Hearn stay out. I think Richie Hearn could be go in maybe 2 laps more. He stay out still. I don't see any slides and nothing for him. I think
We're watching Reagan, but Hearn is now the leader as the leaders have hit pit road. Callisto, we're watching him as he is probably the one that's going to be in position for the undercut. It is Hearn, Armstrong, Hayes. Armstrong now on pit road. Hayes on pit road. Wagner on pit road. Richie Hearn still out there. And he's going to have Callisto on him in just a second to get his lap back. And it's just, this is getting a lap back on the racetrack. This is not for position. As soon as Richie stops, and here comes Rigney. Gosh, look, Rigney makes it look like he's sitting still. And here comes Richie.
Oh, 3.3 seconds, 3.4 seconds over Evans. Kirby went outside the pit.
Well, Callisto with the undercut is going to be your leader now. And he's going to have himself a nice lead over Kirby. You're right.
So 60. Okay, so Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby is 3 seconds back.
Yes, he's going along. So he can. Sorry, he's going to the end. The thing is, Richie Henry have to stop now. Actually, Richie Henry stopped. Sorry, but Callisto have to stop again, maybe for a splash. But if the yellow flag or maybe the caution is out, could be good for Callisto to go to the end.
We'll see. We're not quite sure exactly how far they could go on a tank. Everyone was kind of at a different strategy, and I was thinking we're still at we were doing 150 laps like the schedule originally said it would be. And actually, if you look, no, actually you're not going to see it in the description. But the original on the schedule on the ISRA site said 150 laps.
Oh, I see here 125 laps. Sorry.
Unless he just changed it today.
Maybe they changed it.
Yeah, maybe he changed it today. Right. Yeah, I don't know.
But there should be more laps or no?
No, I'm fine with that. 125 is a good distance.
Because next one is Kansas, 1.5 miles. It's the same lap, so 125 laps. But it's okay. So let's see how Callisto do with the tires. But
Man, more importantly, it might be how he does with fuel.
Yeah, but he's
But Kirby's coming.
Going
yeah,
fast.
he's already kept the lead in half. Well, we
the thing is,
go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Oh, so the thing is, Kirby is 3.4 over the Evans, so good gap on him. Richard Henry is still in third, so basically virtually third. So yeah.
Well, while we got a second, let's slide in a ad here from Sim Motion, and we'll be right back as we will continue the action side by side as we watch a battle for the lead.
With years of experience and a passion for customer service, Sim Motion is a trusted name for SimMagic products. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, we have the gear to get you on the podium. At Sim Motion, we don't just sell gear, we feel your passion for sim racing.
And we're back. And we're currently watching a battle for 11th right now between Wagner and Reagan. And let's get it back to the action on the big screen. Here we go. There we go. Side by side, put away for now. Again, I want to thank Sim Motion for being a sponsor of the ISRA. All their links to their socials, to their website, is in the description. If you're just joining us, make sure you give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not done so already. And ring the bell so you'll miss out on future P1 broadcasts. Good news this week, we have the schedule for the Formula Indy Series. They will be sliding into that Wednesday time slot. And that will be our continuous coverage of their series. It will be season 7. And we've covered every season of theirs. And they have quite the dynamic schedule. Plus, they will be having a pre-race race every race. So there's going to be like a feeder series and then a main event. So the main event, of course, will be the IR18s, but Callisto and Evans battle right here for a second. But there will be for the feeder series, there will be a Porsche Cup race. That will be a timed 30-minute race, and then they will be mixing in 4 ovals, I believe, on the schedule. And on those ovals, instead of the Porsche Cup cars, they will be using Silver Crown cars. So we will be covering Porsche Cup for the first time in a very, very long time. And Silver Crown ever. Here comes Callisto, pit road, scheduled stop. And this should be the final stop that you were talking about.
No good strategy for him. He's gonna lose one more. He's gonna lose a lap for there. Oh, good. Talking about the schedule. Oh. So it's gonna be a Porsche Cup in road and also a Silver Cup in oval.
Yeah.
Plus the IndyCar, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
On the same day?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pretty good. That's a long race, long day.
That is it's going to be about 2 hours, 2 hours worth of racing here on the channel.
So you have to jump into other on the same time. So it's finish this and then you jump into the other one.
Right. Unless you don't want to run the other series, which I don't know what their requirements are, but yeah, there'll be a feeder race and then a main event for pretty much all of our Wednesdays starting in January.
That is early, 7.
It will be starting the time that we've been talking about with the FIS. Bring up our schedule.
I asked.
7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
7:30. Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty good. 7. Oh, it's same for the what is for B, so it's gonna finish around 11. Depend, because last race we finished early, surprisingly. So yeah.
And Crow right now getting passed by Callisto with those brand spanking new tires. But let's get back up to the lead and let's go through the field. We think final pit stops are done for everybody.
Yellow.
Oh, Euler.
Yeah. He lose. Oh, he touched the. Yeah. You're gonna figure out, and something is not right. If you touch that, it's not good.
See what happens. He goes, oh, yeah, apron bad.
Yep.
And he power slid it out of the corner. He caught it. Oh, and then he catches it, and it goes right into the outside wall. Oof. Oof.
Callisto. You know what, Callisto?
Got lucky.
Well, we don't.
But he got lucky there, but he's not lucky because of the caution.
For sure. If Lucky Dog here. Actually, yes. So Hayes is gonna have the Lucky Dog.
So here we go. This is scheduled. Everyone coming down for another set of tires, and if they need to top off the tank, here it is. Kirby Evans, Guyon has worked his way up to 3rd. Richie Hearn now 4th. Guyon up 10 spots. We were just getting ready to go through the field. Sam Crow is 5th. Stretch Armstrong 6th. So here we come down pit road.
You know what? That's what I forget to mention. So, Guyon is is the winner over here for this yellow flag, because he went down, he did the undercut, and because the yellow flag is 3rd, so Richard Hearn in the virtually is the 3rd one, but now is everything from 0.
And Richie Hearn comes out on front. He had to go 2 tires.
Pretty. Oof. You remember what has happened with the 2 tires?
2 tires in Iowa, yeah. I don't know if he can hold them off that long, though, but we're going to see.
Oof, Euler DNF, so the end for him. Oof. Well, it's like a gamble. Let's see if it works. So it could be worse.
So the intel that I have from one of our drivers, and Say Hey Lewis Hayes sent me a little bit of intel before the race, is that a lap is going to be about 60 to 62 laps on a fuel run. Turns 1 and 2 will be difficult to stay on the bottom without brake. And also, you can't get into the gas too early. He's going to be tight off of 2, and it's going to be difficult to complete passes. Turns 3 and 4 are completely different. You can run the bottom and get in the gas early off, but you have to watch out for the large bump coming off of turn 4 and get the truck out of shape if you're not careful. So we still, I think we got to pay attention to a lot of that, especially with now new tires on all these trucks. We're going to see a bit of a sprint here now to the end here at lap 86 coming to 87.
I think about the oil is because new tires, you can still going down. So maybe that's why he thought it's happened when you have a new tires, always is happening. So you're thinking you're going for 60 laps with all tires on the high side and try to go into close to the apron to make more faster the time. And when you have a new tires, you have to switch your mind, but it's kind of difficult on that.
Did Freeman hit another home run? I think he did.
Oh, no.
Jeez. Anyways, we're getting ready to go green. You just saw a number of trucks getting the wave around, including Reagan, Callisto, and Brian Graydon. They will get the wave around. They could rejoin. Maybe they might be able to come to pit road and get new tires. They might not have enough time here, being the track is so small and the pit road speed limit is so slow at, I think, 40 miles an hour. Yeah, 40 miles an hour, so it would have been really tough. But Hearn is your leader. He has the bottom. Kirby on the outside. We will start going through. We'll do the restart 2x2. Evans, Guyan, Armstrong, Crow. Here we go.
Green flag.
Careful with the slice and put. Yeah, do you see? Look at Richie here.
Guyan actually had a wheel spin too. Here comes Evans to the bottom underneath Hearn. But he's not going to be able to pull that off. Meanwhile, Kirby up top gets a big run.
So Richie gonna have to be patient on the tires. Still need to warm the right side when
Yeah.
you change it. So, it's not gonna be good.
And this is not exactly what Kirby wanted to see. Kirby had himself a big lead over Evans.
Oh yeah, 3 point.
Yeah, so
Over the
Evans
3 seconds, yeah.
definitely wanted to see this, puts him in contention. And really a good finish by Evans here. And a finish that off the corner, Hayes down in the grass. Ooh, okay, he rejoins pretty well there. Good job. New tires help.
No, good save on the Hayes. He went down on the corner, so yeah, kind of.
Actually,
slide.
Hayes is on slightly older tires, but he's on new tires. He's on 4-lap old tires, so new tires help. Here's Callisto on the inside of Graydon.
So 12 laps on the Callisto, so it should be okay for him.
Here comes Hayes. He's taking a look at the inside.
I think so. The 30 on I got to the lead, so the 30 on Kirby with the new tires not work on Evans. You remember the strategy he do for all tires going high to down to go more
Yes.
faster on the it's not works now. So he have to going inside to try to go in more fast, but he can't. Oof, almost Evans on the wall. So I think they have to defend it inside. It's going fast for sure, but it's getting side by side on Evans.
Kirby has the purple lap of the race, a 24-7. We'll watch this battle for the lead, and then we'll do a see how it settles out here. Then we'll do a reset here. It does not let a single lap yet officially. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to lead one this time. Kirby gets him at the line.
Good defense.
Yeah, real good. Kirby another run, big run down the backstretch. So the high side off of 2 seems to be working out. Evans staying low all the way through 3 and 4. Trying for that shorter line, but the shorter line doesn't have the momentum that top line has. Now side by side off of 2 as they've been the last couple of laps, but again the momentum of the high side allows Kirby to clear. Evans tucks back in. Meanwhile, Hurd has held off Crow pretty reasonably. Also in that battle is Rigney. He's in 5th. Stretches in 6th. Guyan back to 7th. At not a good restart for him. He spun the wheels.
I think it's the same strategy, but we reach here with only 2 tires old.
And while we settle things out, let's go through the field. Here is your leader, Kirby, who started second and is currently first and has been first most of this race. Greg Evans is second. He started first and has been chasing Kirby for most of this race. There's Richie Hearn. He is third. He's up one spot from where he started. Sam Crow, he's fourth. He's been in the top 5 all day today. Rigney, he's in sixth. He is up 7 spots. He's your big gainer of the day so far. Stretch Armstrong is in sixth. Guy in seventh. He's up 6 spots. Callisto, he actually was our big gainer until that last exchange, his last pit stop, and then the caution came out, trapping him a lap down. Still got the wave around, but he's on a little bit older tires than everyone else who just stopped. He's in 8th. Say hey, Lewis Hayes is in 9th. Matt Wagner just trying to make it to the end, I think. He's driving this race a lot like I would. It's like, I don't like this track. I need to finish it and get points, but I don't. This does not suit my style or my primary vehicle I drive here. He's in 10th. Reagan 11th. This is a battle for 10th right here. Graydon is 1 lap down, and he is in 12th. Euler, by bringing out that last caution and contact on the wall, is out. He is classified in 13th. Back up front, the battle for the lead is starting to stabilize a little bit as the high line is starting to show a little bit of momentum and putting a little bit of padding on that lead for Kirby. 103 of 125 in the closing stages here at the Rock, North Carolina Motor Speedway. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of round 10 of 12. We only have a couple more rounds to go. The penultimate round is next week at Kansas. We are coming to you from Rockingham, where Justin Kirby has been the leader for much of this day. And we only have less than about now 20 laps to go. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll miss out on the next race, which is tomorrow in the Oval Series at Indianapolis. Crown Jewel, biggest race of the season for the Oval Series. Can Jacob Oster get the second crown of the P1 Triple Crown Challenge? Or the second Jewel?
Sunker on the wall.
Yeah, and actually Evans kind of losing pace now, 6/10 behind.
I think I don't want to say to burn the tires, or maybe Kirby's good defended over there because they don't have any option more, so going high to down and make more faster, but he did the best to try to catch, but no, I think so.
Stretch on the inside of Rigney. This is a battle for position. This is a battle for 5th. Guyan's right with him. This is a three truck battle for that position. They're going to go 3 wide of the line, at least look that way.
Oh, that's close.
There's Callisto and Hayes, battle for 8th. There's some battles in the mid-pack now, shaping up. Oh! There's Callisto in the wall. That's going to allow Hayes on by. Move Hayes up to 8th. Callisto back to 9th. Kirby now 6/10 of a second lead over Evans. Last time by 25-7 versus Evans, a 25-8.
Oh.
And again, I want to thank our sponsor, Sim Motion, for being the series sponsor of the ISRA. And check out their line of sim racing hardware, including top brands of like Ace-A-Tech, a Butt Kicker, Moza, Sim Magic, and more. Sim Motion is proud sponsor of the ISRA. Visit their online store today or follow one of their socials. Links are in the description. 16 to go here at the Rock. Kirby, Evans, Hearn, Crow, Armstrong, your top 5. I think this 2-tire change by Hearn, I mean, he still has 16 more miles to go. Crow in the wall.
I think it's worse because
I
Crown
think that
is getting,
gamble might pay off. I think you're right.
Yeah. So he gambled very good. So it's just hold the guys on the back and just he did a good job out there. It's coming traffic in front of Kirby, Reagan and Wagner.
And that's out the back of Wagner.
It's kind of far, but it's gonna catch him maybe in 4 or 5 laps.
I forgot to ask Rigney when we were talking to her in the pre-race planning here if the drop weeks have been added to the points. Got to ask about that.
Oh, the top week. Oh yeah, you're right. I think so. They already did because
Okay.
last time, you remember? I think it was 2 races ago or 3. We thought somebody's in second place, but this changed everything. No, I think so. After Watkins Glen,
Okay, all right.
it's something. The standings changed. Kind
Okay.
of weird, and I think it's because the drop width. I think it's that one. So I don't know. Could be wrong.
11 to go. Kirby, your leader. He's experiencing lap traffic. He's going to get it right around Wags. Kirby's led 102 of 116 laps. Really dominated this race right from the start.
Oh, you know what? It's no Zorn over here. Just a Zorn.
Yeah, no Zorn today.
Oh. That's why I'm missing somebody. Yeah, that's Zorn.
Next week, Kansas, and then we wrap up our season November 11th at Pocono on Championship Monday here in about 2 weeks.
So, should be George Arsaldo in the chat to say, hey, everyone.
Hey, George.
Yep.
Wags, correct. Hate the Rock. Well, just to recap the season, or just a reminder, Greg Evans started the first 4 races off with wins. Then Zorn, then Kirby won won our first road course at Watkins Glen for the 50 minutes of the Glen. And that's been his only win this season. Looking at win number 2, he's won on the road course. Now looking at a, do we call it a short oval? It's, for sure it's an oval. I don't know if we want to call it a short oval or not, just the way it's banked. And it is pretty fast. 7 to go, coming to 6 to go. He will gain a little bit on Evans in the championship, but not an awful lot. But he'll get closer in these final 2 races at Kansas and Pocono. Only 1 caution today.
I said 4 or 5. Oh, 3, sorry. Yeah, I was wrong.
Here's
Very good.
here's Stretch and Crow.
Oh, you're right. It's bad over there. So when you see him practice, you think it's gonna be happening that, but yeah.
I guess that's the time when you really want to spin out and mess up, you know?
Yeah. Or maybe you can check. Oh, I can do this. It's happening at Lionheart. So we're talking about it's George over here, Lionheart. So every time when we went to the practice, everybody's going to the whales, to the fall and things. It's like, oh, okay, it's gonna be a mess. But then on the race, it's like, oh, everybody's quiet, chill,
Yep.
competitive for sure. But so
Kirby, 4 to go, coming to 3 to go. He is right there with Chris Reagan, trying to put him a lap down. George says, miss you guys, working super hard on producing the Sim Gaming Expo. We will be at the Sim Gaming Expo next September when that comes around. Be expected to hear more about it from us and from other people. We're looking forward to that next September. Yep, clean and green. Well, we had one caution, George. We've had one caution. But for the most part, very typical ISRA race here. One caution just for a handful of laps. The green flag the mostly the entire way. I can talk. 3 to go, coming to 2 to go. Kirby looking for his second win of the season. Had him win also in the Xfinity Series. Couple wins over there. When we had our Xfinity season separating these two truck seasons. And white flag in the air. 1 to go.
It's coming Kirby very, very quiet to try to attack on Evans for the championship with 2 to go.
Leader by 1.3 down the backstretch. He is going to allow Reagan to stay on the lead lap here. He's just going to come and take the win. Kirby, a dominant day here at the Rock. And a big win en route to making this championship last a little bit longer. Justin Kirby, your winner. Evans second, and Richie Hearn with the 2-tire change. The gambling man from Vegas needs to go hit a casino now. And Sam Crow holds off Stretch Armstrong. So Stretch finishes 5th, Sam Crow 4th.
So Wagner with finally it's over.
Yeah,
I don't
man,
want to
it's
mention.
over.
I don't want to mention in between what he said, but he said something about. Yep.
And Kirby with the Polish victory lap. The inner Polak and B appreciates that. Let's get the results up. And I still have the Elite Racing League's overlay on. Sorry. Justin Kirby, your winner. Greg Evans second. Richie Hearn third. Sam Crow 4th, Stretch Armstrong 5th, Guyon 6th, Say Hey Lewis Hayes 7th, Rigney 8th, Callisto 9th, and Chris Reagan in 10th.
Oh.
Yeah, the ERL, ERN's ERL overlay was still the background for that, but see, I tell you, these things are hard, and I still make mistakes.
Everybody making mistakes. So the drop is after Kansas. Sorry.
All right. The drop is after Kansas. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll find out then. After Kansas, then going into the last race of the season. And wow. And let's go ahead and get on into the interview room here fairly.
I gotta mention Guyon Well, you already said so, anyways. But I think so. The guy of the day is for me 7 spot over there.
Yeah, that's not considering there's not a lot of cars in the lineup. That
But-
anytime you get seven positions, that's big. That's big.
But it's, to be honest, hard track, so it's really hard. What is strategy, and also the yellow flag did good though.
Yeah, that kind of helped out things a little bit as well. Okay, and I do want to bring up Richie here.
Yep.
There he is. Hey, Richie, welcome back to the podium. Pleasure to have you here. 2 tires, man. You're the gambling man. I was telling you should maybe go hit the casinos afterwards. It seems it might pay off for you today.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that was my only chance to kind of get in front. I didn't expect to go to the lead, but and also I kind of expected it to be a little easier, but I had to really hang on to that thing. I thought Sam was going to get me, but he obviously had some trouble, and it gave me a little bit of breather room. But the last 25 laps, I was really hanging on.
Talk about the last. I mean, your whole race as a whole. I mean, you were kind of in the thick of it all race long. Does this how's the Rockingham course suit your style over other tracks? Maybe.
You know, I honestly knew it was going to be basically a tire race, and when I didn't have the speed of those 2 guys, but I was really just trying to match what Greg was doing in front of me. I was just trying to lift when he was lifting. They eventually pulled away, but I was able to save my tires enough to where I didn't fall too far off. And, you know, even if we didn't get the yellow flag, I thought I was in pretty good shape, but that's really all I was focused on, was just not killing that right front.
Well, mission accomplished, and the gamble there at the end, that definitely, we were watching that. We thought that was very interesting. That was a great call on your part. So congrats on the podium. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, just to, 40 Racewear who cover me for these races, and you guys do a great job in this whole series that Kirby that he's putting on. Just can't wait to look forward to the Indy cars. That'll be fun, and it's been a good little thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the Indy cars as well. But these trucks have been pretty entertaining, and you got a couple podiums out of this bit. So that was good to see you up on the podium once more. A couple more weeks to go here in the trucks, and we will, if we don't talk to you before then, we'll definitely catch you in the Indy cars.
Awesome, guys. Keep doing the good job, and hopefully we'll see you again.
We're trying our best, Richie. We'll talk to you later. All right.
Things.
Yeah, and let me bring up the results one more time. I think I have. There we go. There's the right overlay. Although we do want to give a shout out to the ERN and ERL guys. You and I do a lot of work for them, and our next race for them actually coming up is what is it? We are at
Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen.
Yep. 4 to go. Watkins Glen, and then
Iowa, Michigan,
Iowa,
and then they'll crown the champion at Gateway. But again, that's what we do on our Thursday night gigs, and that is going to be next week. Actually, we got the week off, but next week.
Oh yeah, right.
ERL, ERN, Elite Racing Network, Elite Racing League. Just do a Google search and subscribe to them, and they have their IndyCar series. They run Thursday night, the Warriors for Peace IndyCar series. But we will bring up Greg Evans. Hey, Greg, welcome to the booth. Congratulations on the P2. I know you were working hard to run down Kirby. Just could never make it happen. He had that definitely the top side dialed in, whereas the bottom side, well, not without fresh tires. There was really no way of getting around anybody down there.
Yeah, man, I just got way too tight. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've never really seen somebody be able to run the outside like he did and not, burn their stuff up. But he did a did a great job. Just goes to show you can always try to learn something every race you're in.
You know what? I think there's that is the at least on the NASCAR side of things, the Mark Martin way of driving. I think he said he pretty much learned something just about every race that he was in. So I can definitely take my hat off to that. Now I guess we're kind of looking now the championship in the face. We got, I consider, kind of the wild card track out of the way, Rockingham. We're going to a little bit more of a standard track at Kansas, and then a little bit of everything when you kind of throw Pocono here in championship Monday here in a couple weeks for Pocono. But now we got the wild cards out of the way. How comfortable are you wrapping up this championship here sometime in the next 2 weeks?
Yeah, man, I feel pretty comfortable. I mean, anything can happen.
Sure.
We're just gonna have to go out there and run our race, and it's if we finish in the top 5, each one of those races, we should be good. But that's not really the mindset I want to have. I just want to go ahead and go out there and win the last 2 races and not make it interesting. So, but with whenever you get to the final races of a point championship, you gotta also race smart. So. We'll just take our time, see what happens. Whatever we can get, let's let it come to us, and see if we can wrap the championship up.
A little birdie tells me that we are going to see you in an Indy car.
Yes, that is the plan.
Wow! Okay, I am very excited to see this. I'm very, very excited to see Greg Evans behind the wheel of an IR18. Have you? When's the last time you've done any IR18 racing?
Honestly, probably over 10 years ago.
Wow.
I never have a desire to jump into them. They remind me of restrictor plate racing for a Cup Series car or NASCAR, and I absolutely hate restrictor plate racing. Hey, the way I look at it, these guys, most of these guys are IndyCar racers that took a chance and, always showed up there to race against us oval guys. So I feel like, it's kind of, not fair, but I mean, it'd be a good learning experience for me to show up and see what I can learn from them too. So we'll see what we can do. You never know, we might pull off a win, or the first race I would consider a top 5. Great, but we'll just have to see what happens. Might have to call Sim Motion in and get a new actual IndyCar wheel instead of an oval wheel. So we'll see.
Yeah, the big dish wheels for a Formula car might be a bit too twitchy for what you're looking for. You might need a more of a Formula wheel, but definitely try it first. But I tell you this. Good drivers are always going to rise to the top. The cream always rises to the top, and I suspect you will do well. And I think even Rigney will do it right and kind of put on what I suggest, like a rookie orientation program, because that's what they do for real in Indianapolis, and just kind of show you the ins and outs of the car. But I am very eager to see how well you do behind the wheel. I suspect you're going to do very well. So we will see you when the Indy cars get rolled out. But we know definitely how well you're going to be in these trucks, and I think we're staring a championship in the face.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll just have to see what happens. I guess my question for you guys, since you guys come from IndyCar, is with these fixed setups, I mean, what adjustments are there to make and during the race? So I need to set my wheel up for stuff like that, or
oh yeah. Yeah, there's
that's great.
Yeah. So as fixed setup cars go, the IR18 is probably the most versatile fixed setup car on the entire service, allowing you to do a lot of things to the car that when you're in a fixed setup in the truck, right, the only thing you can play with is brake bias. That's it. Nothing else. And fixed setup in IndyCar and IR18, you have the front roll bar, the rear roll bar. You have the weight jacker, which basically is running the right rear spring height, basically. But it transfers weight from the left of the car to the right of the car. And on top of that, you have engine mapping. You have where you could lower your fuel consumption but still have 100% throttle. You also have the brake bias. And then you could there's even a couple other buttons you can push to change your screen on your dash to see additional pages of information that you might need. But yeah, there's. I always say that, like for instance, if we were doing an IR18 race here at the Rock, you'd be shifting gears every single lap, especially in the middle of the corners, to help the cars launch off the corners a lot more and not get bogged down. If you like a lot of if you find yourself getting bored in the truck sometimes, you will never be bored in an Indy car, and you will like it a lot because there's a lot of different things you can do to either strategize or improve the handling of the car over the course of an entire run, even a fixed setup. So I think you'll like the options of it for sure.
Okay, so my question is, which one of y'all will be my crew chief?
You know, I love spotting. I love doing that sort of thing. Unfortunately, I am committed to broadcasting right now. But
No. Come on now. No.
But you can ask Luis Gonzalez. Luis Gonzalez Nunez here. He's a proven winner in these things. He won at the Lionheart level. Of course, you know you're racing with a lot of Lionheart guys here, so maybe Luis can spot an engineer for you.
Hey, that's what I'm going to need. Just let me get in there, drive the car, tell you what it's doing, you make the adjustments. That's what I'm going to need.
I think we could definitely help you out somehow, some way or another. But Greg, congratulations on the P2 tonight. I haven't given you a shout real quick. Shout outs to any friends, families, and sponsors you want to say hi to before we let you go.
Yeah, I always got to thank Sim Motion for sponsoring the league. I thank you guys for broadcasting again. You always do a great job. And Sim Magic, Freightliner, I don't even know. Oh, Ford Performance.
And the new livery, we like it.
Yeah, just do something different on there. I think that's it. I think Butt Kicker. Yeah.
Yeah. Butt Kicker, Sim Magic. Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Well, we will catch you at the next one next week at Kansas. But until then, get your IndyCar practice in, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do something, guys. Y'all have a good one. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, bye. And I'm looking in chat, and Rigney's like, don't scare him. Let's bring up Justin Kirby. Sorry, make you wait, Justin. We were having a bit of a longer interview with Evans. He was asking us about the ins and outs of the IR18. That's what we're going to next. But, man, what a dominant race for you today. You started up front. You didn't get the pole, but because Evans was just in a different league on everyone on that single lap. But once you got out front, man, he challenged a couple times. He got alongside a couple times. He even maybe got a wheel out ahead of you a couple times, but never really got that lap led. And you just dominated today in terms of laps led and everything. I mean, talk about your race. This is definitely one that really needed to help you down the stretch.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I love this place. I mean, being as old school as it is, being as experience based as it is. I mean, you can throw a new person on this track and they won't learn this place for like 5-10 years. Cause having a little bit of help and learning that too, having some good, had good teammates like I got with running Black Magic, like kind of helping me. Like I did that line one race, I went away from it. One of my teammates ran the same line I ran and he kicked my butt. So it's like, okay, we're sticking with that line this time. So this place is a lot of fun. I love the challenge of it. Love the, and I got in a really good rhythm tonight. And I was really, if I stepped out sideways once or twice, I don't remember it. I was just really happy with the truck.
I know it's still a long ways to go in terms of the distance between up to first place in the championship, but I think we got a little bit of a tighter battle with 2 weeks to go. Long shot at best, but still you're involved in the battle here. Thoughts, excuse me, of this championship going into the final two races?
I'll be honest. I need to have a little luck on my side. Kind of screwing up at Michigan was that took my last shot in the barrel for my last mulligan, I should say that. So, and I mean, Evans, look how many races he's won. I mean, he's just been stupidly consistent at the right part in the right part of the field.
Right.
So, I mean, it's for competition like that, you can't mess up, and you got to stay right with them. And if you don't, you're going to lose chunks of time or chunks of points, and that's just what happens. So I mean, Kansas is going to be a bit of a wild card because I mean, Progressive Bank, we're going to be running all over the place. Like, I don't even have a clue what line I'm going to run there yet. Because I mean, I've seen the bottom work, I've seen the top work, I've seen guys ride the seams, on like both the top seam and the bottom seam. So it's like, well, let's see where it goes, and all I can do is just keep it smooth, keep the car in one piece, and maybe hope a few more cars show up and have a bit of chaos. And think that's about the only thing that can that can really bring me back.
True. Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Anyone to say hi to?
I want to say hi to Brent, the guys at Black Magic, all that helped out over the years. Actually, this time I specifically got to thank Scott Bolster and UCRL because the one of the other leagues I run. Sorry, didn't mean to plug that right here.
Oh, that's okay.
But he runs an old school league, old schedule, like that was like old NASCAR stuff back in the 90s and early 2000s, and Rockingham's always on the schedule. So that helped me out a lot tonight. So gotta thank those guys. Gotta thank Mike with ISRA and just getting what we got right now, and then what's coming with the Indy cars. Like, I'm really stupidly excited about that. I think that's going to be really
I'm looking
good.
forward to seeing what you do with an IR18 as well.
Well, I don't know about all the adjustments. I'm still trying to figure those out, because the last time I messed with them on a regular basis was IndyCar 2, but we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, those guys, P1, you guys just knock it out of the park each and every week. Hear about the other broadcasts that you got. Darren with Sim Motion helping us out with that, and being generous with what he's got for next year, and just and the whole, maybe beyond. Hopefully we can keep this thing going and have some good times.
For sure. Well, congratulations on the win. We'll catch you next week at Kansas and see if we can't get this championship just a little bit closer going into the final race for Championship Monday at Pocono.
I'm going to do my best.
All right. We'll see you then.
Yeah.
All right. Final thoughts, Lewis. We got some guys that raced hard here with a couple races left to go that are high in the championship, and they did what they needed to do, but still not quite able to run down the leader yet, as Evans has a pretty decent lead going into these final two races.
Oh yeah, so it's still 2 to go, 27 over Evans, the Kirby. So the other one, so Wagner Strong, maybe between Wagner Strong is going to battle for the third position on the podium. So it's going to be also Krohn, and maybe Richie Hearn is going to be over there. So could be a mess. The race could be maybe something happen with Evans. Could be go to Pocono and define, or maybe make like a championship more close. But like Evans said, just finish on 5th position. These two races could be secure the championship, but everything could happen. Remember when Wagner won the race? He won by wreck everybody on the
coming to the checker flag line.
Yeah, and he finished on 5th or 6th, I think so. So he lost a little bit points over there, and could be happening on this race. Who knows? And it's gonna be a good race. I hope we're gonna see more people over there. And we have a 2 to go, and then thinking about to 2025 with the IndyCar series around here. So let's focus on that. And Kansas next one. Kansas, I said.
Yep, Kansas is next, and then Pocono. Yeah.
So it's gonna be excited. I hope to see a lot of strategy, battle, and it's gonna be a good one.
So the points have been updated. So we have Evans with 364 over Kirby with 337. Wagner, 295. Armstrong, very quietly sneaking into fourth and could get a podium out of this, a 294. Sam Crow in fifth, 286. Richie Hearn in sixth with 282. Rigney in seventh with 278. Guyon in eighth with 273. Zorn in ninth with 266. And Say Hey Lewis Hayes in 10th with 263. So there's still a pretty close battle between 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, and 6th. Even 5th is pretty darn close. So still a lot to be decided, certainly in the mid-pack of the top 10 over these next 2 weeks. Next week at Kansas, and then we will wrap up on Championship Monday at Pocono in 2 weeks. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. Your podium here from The Rock is Justin Kirby with the win, Greg Evans second, and Richie Hearn with a two-tire gamble. And bringing it home third for the IndyCar veteran. And that will be our podium here for tonight. Join P1 again next week for round 11, the penultimate round, as one of my peers likes to say, of season 2 of the ISRA Truck Series, as the season will head to Kansas Speedway. Coverage begins around 9:45 p.m. Eastern time. Again, that's 9:45 p.m. Eastern. Remember, new time, new channel. We've been there all season long, but I believe there's a time change coming up, but we're not changing times for the league. So 9:45, just if you get confused, just go to the channel and look at the channel, and we will have the latest time for your area. And of course, that's youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. And it has been a grind. Believe me, leave a comment below. Let us know you thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe. And there's about a third of you that are watching that are new, that never click subscribe. Come on, man. It's free. Click subscribe button. It ain't going to hurt anything. And while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so you'll miss out on more of P1 other iRacing programming. Of course, we also want to thank SimMotion. SimMotion is your one-stop strategy for everything you need for sim racing, whether you still have your rookie stripes or you're a grizzled veteran looking for the next upgrade. Check out their line of sim racing hardware, including top brands like Azatec, Buttkicker, Moses, SimMagic, and more. SimMotion is a proud sponsor, or is the proud sponsor of the ISRA. Visit their online store today or follow one of their socials. All the links you need are in the description. Track cams on this race are provided by Whiplash Simcams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Simcams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter. The links are in the description. So, for LGN, everyone here at P1 and the ISRA, I'm Gary Gatso saying all good night and thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here next week in Kansas for the next race of the ISRA Truck Series. Good night, everyone.